Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. And in today's video, we're going to be continuing My Hero Academia Heroes of the Morphing Grid. What if Deku was a Power Ranger? Part 19 of the Vigilante arc. As always, if you are new to the channel, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that is to come out now and in the future. So with this series and with this particular video and the next video, they're not going to be overly entirely long, mainly because I'm just doing the last two episodes for My Hero Academia for Season 6, which is the current season out at the moment. So after this, the series will have officially been caught up. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you to everyone who's been following along as we continue this series that I started around a year and a half ago, and to see that there's still so much fan support truly means a lot to me. Yes, there is going to be a Season 7, well, technically Season 7 of My Hero Academia, so this story will continue down the line, and I do hope you'll stick around for that and everything else that's to come out now and in the future. But again, I thank you all for your support. As always, you make the channel grow, you make the core grow. Now anyway, without further ado, let's get into today's video. So as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Deku stood as the rain fell around him. Standing across from him was the entire embodiment of Class 1A. All of the students gathered together. But why were they here? Deku thought. What was even the point? He had left them for a reason. The Rangers already had their hands full dealing with villains and the various monsters that had been created. His purpose right now was to get as far away as possible, to draw out All for One, to stop him and to bring this to an end. He reasoned that the Psycho Rangers, while powerful, weren't anything that the Power Rangers themselves couldn't overcome. They didn't need his help, so why were they here still? Uraraka, among others, would speak. Of course, they had wished that Deku would have allowed them to tell everyone about their Ranger abilities, but the cat was out of the bag now, so to speak, so there was no point in holding back. All the same, they were there for one reason only: to bring him home. They could see the tiredness all over himself, running his body into the ground. They were supposed to be a team. They had done so much together. They had fought in countless foes, not just in this world, but even in other worlds. They always worked as a team, so why change that now? Izuku would thank them all. He thanked Uraraka. He thanked the Rangers. But this was different. He was being hunted alone. The villains would stop at nothing to bring him down, and he didn't want that. Honestly, his presence would only cause trouble for everyone else. The best thing he could do was be alone. However, Bakugo wouldn't allow it. After everything we've gone through, you really think we're just gonna let you go off on your own like that? You and I were the first two Rangers, green and red. Before everyone else got involved, you and I were gonna be the ones that would reach the top. Deku, ever since we were younger, you and I, we were so different. But everything changed that day on the beach when you went into that cave and found Alpha. You changed our lives, our destiny forever. We fought to save the multiverse, and now you're just gonna let some punk villain tear our team apart? Bakugo, Deku would say, before donning his mask once again. I'm thankful to all of you, truly I am. But I need to go. Before Deku had a chance to escape, everyone reached to their sides, grabbing their devices. Deku wondered what was happening. Sure, for the Rangers, they were supposed to have morphers. But what was everyone else doing? With Bakugo taking the lead. It's Morphin time! Mighty Morphin, Tyrannosaurus, Red Ranger. Mighty Morphin, Triceratops, Blue Ranger. Mighty Morphin, Mastodon, Black Ranger. Mighty Morphin, Saber-toothed Tiger, Yellow Ranger. Mighty Morphin, Pterodactyl, Pink Ranger. Mighty Morphin, White Ranger, White Tiger. Release the power, Red Ranger, Dino Charge. Release the power, Pink Ranger, Dino Charge. Release the power, Black Ranger, Dino Charge. Release the power, Green Ranger, Dino Charge. Release the power, Blue Ranger, Dino Charge. Release the power, Gold Ranger, Dino Charge. Dino Thunder, power up. Ha! Red. Dino Thunder, power up. Yellow. Pterodactyl. Dino Thunder, power up. Blue. Triceratops. Unleash the Fury. Red Ranger, active. Unleash the Fury. Blue Ranger, active. Unleash the Fury. Green Ranger, active. Unleash the Fury. Pink Ranger, active. Unleash the Ranger. Black Fury, active. Wow, Deku would say. So this is what Alpha had been working on. Yes, Melissa would step forward to say. With all of the stored data that he had in his memory files when he was captured by Lord Draken, he was able to help us tap into the morphing grid. Granted, it wasn't easy to make these morphers, and it was easier to tap into the powers with similar movesets to ours. It's known as the Dino Files. We were able to access more of the morphing grid to get into the Dino spectrum of the power system. We're not just going to stand by. With all of our power combined, we can stand together. It doesn't matter what the villains are able to do. She's right. Everyone would join together. You don't have to do this alone. We're here for you. Deku was touched. He was grateful to his friends for everything they had done. However, it still didn't change the fact. In the end, he was on his own. That's how it had to be. Deku believed that with the power he had acquired now, he could surpass even the Ranger power. And unfortunately, it was put to the test. Izuku would attempt to use Smokescreen along with Fajin, increasing his power to 45% using Black Whip to escape. However, the Rangers would not let him do so easily. With their enhanced strength and speed, they were definitely a lot harder for Izuku to evade in this timeline. With this go of events this time around, it was a lot more difficult. He couldn't just say for certain that they couldn't keep up with him. However, Izuku remembered the fight that they had all shared with All Might against All for One. He remembered even experiencing the embers of All Might's power and how strong he was. Izuku was able to calculate that given All Might's strength in his prime, then he would have easily have been able to overcome even Ranger power. He was the next chosen wielder of One for All. He had to stand above everyone else. He didn't do so from a sense of superiority. No, quite the contrary. Izuku had always wanted to be a hero. The kind of hero that no one else had to worry about. Who could save others and to protect the smiles of whom he loved. Who else could he love more than not just family or friend, but his classmates, his comrades, the ones of whom he had stuck beside all this time. Deep down, he was proud of them. He was proud to see how far all of them had come, to see how strong they had become. Truthfully, they would all make fine heroes, and he wanted to protect the world so that they could have that opportunity. But still, his heart was set. He would not easily be swayed. Even for all the good they had done, the people of this country were still terrified. They were still fearing for their lives, not knowing what the next day might bring. And whether he liked to admit it or not, he was the cause of that feeling, that uneasiness that was settling into the world. No. Deku knew he had to be the symbol of peace. That was his mission, his only job. And to do so, it meant he would have to stand above everyone else, even the Rangers. Of course, this was not a fight of brutality or violence. In fact, you could say that the battle was quite non-lethal. Even with all of their Ranger powers, Izuku was still able just to get within out of their grasp. It was almost commendable, and at the same time frustrating. With all the power they had, Izuku was still this strong. It was almost a good thing that he left his morpher behind. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have stood a chance. However, they were not done yet. Ashido would create a slick ground, allowing for the others to build traction with Uraraka's zero gravity, launching themselves into the sky, with Todoroki using Flash Freeze, Ida using his Recipro Burst to launch himself, shooting farther and farther as a blue streak went flying across the skies themselves, grabbing hold of Izuku's hand and lifting his visor. Once, I was supposed to die. I was supposed to be left for dead in an alley. But you saved me, Izuku. Meddling in business where you don't belong in? Isn't that the essence of a hero? You gave me a second chance, an opportunity to be more than what I even thought I could be. That's why I'll always keep running towards you. Because you're my friend. As Ida would grab hold of Izuku, the two of them went falling to the ground. Thankfully, Kirishima, supercharged in his red dino form, would catch the two of them before they completely fell to the ground. You know, before I started in UA, Kirishima would say, there was this story. A story about these two heroes who fought against a slime villain. Even though they were reprimanded, they were still able to do so and help others with no regard for themselves. That was you and Bakugo, wasn't it? You know, when you guys first became Power Rangers, I was a little jealous. I didn't know if I could ever live up to a standard that you guys could set. But you know something? Why does only one person have to set a standard? The burden of protecting others, of saving lives, it shouldn't just fall to one person. There's a reason why there's more than one hero in the world, isn't it? There are heroes all around the world. We all risk our lives every day to protect the smiles of everyone we love. You shouldn't have to shoulder that burden on your own, Zuku. That's why we're your friends. We'll stand beside you. Always. The other Rangers would all gather together as they now surrounded Izuku. Izuku was about to try to think of his next move. He wanted to think of something, some way to escape. However, before he could, he would feel a hand on his shoulder. Hey, it's been a while. You guys... Naruto? Luffy? Itadora? Shinra! Kazuma? Yo, long time no see, buddy. How's it been? Wow, you look like crap. Come on, Kazuma. The guy's already been through enough, Shinra would say. You guys, how are you? Come on. Once a ranger, always a ranger, Naruto would say. So, you look like you've been through it. But I don't even... Come on. Just because you don't have a morpher doesn't mean we're not connected. Yeah, dude, Luffy would say. We fought to save the multiverse together. You don't just forget something like that. You guys, why are you... You have good friends, Naruto would say. Never forget that. Remember, you're not just fighting by yourself. You have everyone else standing with you. And if not just that, you have the entire grid behind you. The will of the morphing grid. Whenever evil rises, a good will always shine to match it. However, the spectrum isn't just made of one light. It's built from multiple lights. Lights, all shades and colors. They all join together to become one. That is the essence of being a ranger. You don't stand by yourself. When you fight, you carry the will of the morphing grid behind you. It's the burning light within all of us. It allows us to be strong, to stand in the face of adversity. As long as you carry on in that light, there is nothing that you can't overcome. Izuku could feel the multitude of hands from the allies that he had fought in beside as they all pushed him forward into the light. Stand with your friends, Izuku, and may the power protect you, always. Izuku awoke to find himself being held up by everyone. You could say it was one giant multicolored group hug, Izuku being held by every ranger around him. Underneath all of the musk, the grime, the dirt, a small smile would creep onto his face. Izuku looking into the eyes of Uraraka's visor. Let's go home. As the Rangers would arrive to the base of UA, everyone was so excited now to have their friend back. However, things would not be so well, as there would be cries echoing all throughout. A mob had formed, and they were not too thrilled. Keep him away! All for One's after him! You promised to keep us safe! If you're gonna bring the ticking time bomb next to us, you're just gonna doom all of Japan! Keep the boy away! Keep the boy away! Get out of here! The echoes of the mob were loud and bright. Izuku could feel his spirit starting to waver. He was almost ready to run on instinct until he felt something. Uraraka taking his hand. No. You stay. It's going to be all right. I promise. This concludes My Hero Academia Heroes of the Morphing Grid. What if Deku was a Power Ranger? Part 19 of the Vigilante arc. Again, this video was going to be a bit shorter today, and so will tomorrow's video be a little bit shorter as well, simply because we'll be doing the last 2 episodes of Season 6 of My Hero Academia. So with that, there isn't going to be much else left until we get Season 7, and whenever that comes out, then not too far behind, we will be continuing this story. But again, as always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcasting status to come out now and in the future. Also, stay tuned for tomorrow's video as we will be concluding this series for now with the Season 6 finale, if you will, with What If Deku Was a Power Ranger? Heroes of the Morphing Grid, Part 20. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, signing off, and I'll see you next time.